What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, February 15th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. I'll be on our Live Before Lock show tonight, so I'll be dropping that update right around 6 p.m. And if it's crazy with news in the final 15 minutes, tune into Live Before Lock to get the updates. Finally, let me know in the comments section who are your favorite options on FanDuel for tonight's slate. We're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Eric Gordon, Raul Neto, Domantas Sabonis, Nerlens Noel, and COLLIN SEXTON on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today. It's time to find out. First up, a play that I have absolutely zero confidence in. Number 5, Andre Drummond, center eligibility, 6,500. I've got him projected for 39 fantasy points. His goal is 45. He's in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. I don't know what to do here, guys. He hasn't played a closing rotation in his past two. Did not play for rest yesterday. I'm giving him 25 minutes. At 25 minutes and 32% usage, that creates a stat line of 16, 12, 2, and 2.5 stocks. That's really good, particularly in a pace-up spot against Golden State. Cleveland gaining 3 additional possessions over their averages, and Golden State just doesn't have a center that can handle Andre Drummond. Like, Draymond's good. He's a very good team defensive center. He can't guard Andre Drummond. They are massively different in size. They don't really have a body to hold up against Drummond. I'm really anxious to see how that plays out. They're going to have to send a lot of doubles, but I really like the spot that Andre Drummond is in here. And if for some reason he goes back to his normal minutes where he was playing 30 and they do play Jared Allen alongside of him, even better. I think the upside is a lot bigger than the downside. The ownership will tell a big story, but for right now, on a dollar-for-dollar basis, it's really hard to get away from Andre Drummond. Next up, number 4, I'm going to DENI AVDIJA. Small forward eligibility, just 3,800, projected for 25. The goal's 35. He's in the optimal lineup 32% of the time. Now, I like filling small forward with pay down options like this. I'm giving him 28 minutes. We're going to have no Russell Westbrook, 16% usage. He's basically like a 0.9 fantasy point per minute guy when Russell Westbrook and the rest of the guys that aren't on the floor. So a slight pace up spot against Houston, a Houston defense I'm not all that worried about with DeMarcus Cousins as the anchor. It's actually probably worse. It's a better defense when PJ Tucker ends up being out there at the 5. 10 points, 7 boards, 2.5 assists. You get a steal. It's not like a huge statistical profile, but in order to find value on a slate like this, I'm trying to get guys that are going to play a couple extra minutes above their salary tier. And 3,800 for DENI is more than worth the shot on a 7-game slate. No Russell Westbrook to soak up usage and rebounds and assists, whatever. DENI can do a little bit more secondary playmaking outside of Bradley Beal. This is a really nice spot for DENI, particularly at a position that usually stinks. Now we're going number 3, switching teams, former Washington Wizard John Wall, point guard eligibility, 7,700, projected for 42. The goal's 49. He's in the optimal lineup 32% of the time. 34 minutes, 32% usage, a 1.23 fantasy point per minute projection, 24, 7, and 4, plus a steal and a block. Huge pace up spot for Houston, 3.2 possessions over their averages. Against a Washington team that's probably starting Mo Wagner at center, not going to be great defensively. This is going to be a huge up and down game. Wall making his return to play the Washington Wizards, which is monstrous. And no Victor Oladipo for the Rockets today, which means John Wall gets to do even more. So no Oladipo, no Christian Wood on the floor either. This is John Wall's team today. I love getting to Wall. I hope that ownership isn't as high as I feel that it should be. I would like to aggressively play John Wall today. But he's not the only point guard I like. Number 2, De'Aaron Fox. Point guard eligibility, obviously, 8,700, projected for 45, goals 53, optimal lineup 32% of the time. Playing huge minutes. I've got him in for 36, 1.26 fantasy points per minute. Huge usage bump when Marvin Bagley is not on the floor. He's questionable now. He's missed the past 2 games. I'm assuming that he's not going to play today. If that's the case, De'Aaron Fox looks incredible. 27 points, 7 assists, 4 boards, 1.5 steals, and an almost 3 possession increase. So huge pace up spot for Sacramento. Brooklyn defense, you're not worried about. No Kevin Durant, so it's either going to be DeAndre Jordan at the 5, no rim protection there for the most part, or Jeff Green, no rim protection there for real. Not a great defense and a huge spot. Oh my God, I can't even talk. I'm so excited to think about rostering De'Aaron Fox and John Wall today, and the guy that's at number 1. This is the biggest total on the slate by almost 10 points. It's going to be a popular game, but I don't mind at all. 8,700 is not nearly enough for De'Aaron Fox in this particular scenario. If Bagley ends up in, I'm still going to like Fox, but it is going to bring him down a little bit. He'll see a little bit of a usage hit. But for now, assuming Bagley doesn't play, De'Aaron Fox is the number 2 contender. Now, before we get to number 1, one last reminder, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get the updates to the sim results as we get closer to lock, and go watch the process while I don't punch my microphone. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. That's me going through each team, plotting out minutes, usage changes, other rate changes, anything you can think of. That's what I'm doing for at least an hour every single morning during the work week. Can't miss it, and it's archived. Just head to our YouTube channel to check it out. And finally, as if there was any doubt, number 1 contender, Bradley Beal, shooting guard eligibility, 9,800, projected for 54. The goal's only 56. He hits that goal 42% of the time because no Russell Westbrook. 36 minutes, 41% usage. Yes, that is insane. 1.5 fantasy points per minute. I've got him projected for 35 real points. 7 assists, 5.5 boards, 2 stocks, but whatever. Slight pace up spot against Houston. He's going to be able to do it all. There's nobody on Houston that's going to be slowing him down. This is Bradley Beal's situation. You love to get to Bradley Beal when there's not another ball-dominant player out there, and there's not. We don't have Russell Westbrook. Bradley Beal will do everything for this offense. If this game stays close, he's going to be essential. I love the combination of Bradley Beal and John Wall, especially if the game stays close, or fingers crossed goes to overtime like 1 out of every 20 games do. I love it. Bradley Beal is the unquestioned number 1 play on this slate. I'm not going to be in the minority with saying that. I expect him to be the most popular guy on the slate as well. You can't avoid it. He's the first guy into every lineup you make today. No-brainer option in cash games. You got to play Bradley Beal, number 1 contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, February 15th. One last reminder, I'm on live before lock. Tune in tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, but watch all of the content that we have. And if you want to know what we have, go to our YouTube channel. Search for Awesemo on YouTube. You'll find us. All of our shows and events for the day will be there. You can see our entire schedule each and every morning. Good luck tonight, everybody. I will be back again tomorrow morning with another edition of the Contenders.